They'll be calling you a radical. 3 years. Fukushima, 3 years. I could put up those videos, those iconic videos I did in those early days, and you wouldn't be able to tell if I did those 3 years later or today. Groundhog Day? Oh yeah, I'm Balco. Unbelievable. Who would have ever believed it, that with the internet, with social media, they still were able to freaking bleed it into you. The new norm. Cancer via death. The new norm. I got leukemia. What a 3 year ride it's been. What an incredible 3 year ride it's been. As you know, I'm an artist, and a lot of people don't understand this genre, my ways to get this story out in the way it had to be. Was it my place in space and time? Absolutely, no doubt about it. As Paul will say, the strangest will wear off. I painted while I was in extremely critical condition. The second time I came home from the hospital after a long, I mean, I was so sick. I covered up myself with so much because I was so afraid of my paints. I haven't even done much painting because I'm afraid of my paints. But I got talking loud on this camera. A lot of people don't realize I got loud. Remember my camera started clicking? Meant to be. I love that clicking in some of those iconic videos. As when I painted the orange ribbons on the house, I invited everyone in the whole community. This is a Mormon community. My great-great-grandpa, the very first person buried in the cemetery. I mean, iconic Mormon bloodlines. These, not only were these Mormons, they're over here every third day looking for a handout for something. When they found out of leukemia, not even, they would look the other way. They're a fraud, just like all the Christian, so-called Christian right in this country are frauds. I mean, the whole thing, the whole country's a fucking fraud. It's a giant masquerade party. That's all it is. It's a masquerade party. So when I painted this, I put it all over net. All these people said they're going to show up. 8 souls showed up. Me, a Springer Spaniel, my dog, my Border Collie, 2 Sandhill Cranes, a Sandpiper, 2 doves, and I believe there was a snake lurking around here. This incredible landscape, this is on the lower delta where I live, which these corporate welfare farmers down here, and boy, when my book goes out, they're going to wish they had they're politicians, state legislators, state Weber County Commissioner, corporate welfare farmers, $10 million. It's springtime. The Sandhill Cranes, the Tundras, and the geese are trying to nest down there right now, and they go down there and they shoot. Boom, 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 on the delta. They drained the delta, turned it into farm ground, which was one of the biggest flyway. That's what the Mormons are. The Mormons, well, come on, they believe the Earth's 4,000 years old. They're frauds. This is the repressors of all repressors. The Queen's Army, some woman posted to me yesterday, and she said, "Which monarch are you?" Really? Yeah, maybe want to ride up on my fucking white horse and marry me, you pathetic fucks. There's nothing more quintessential American, always was, to fight back on the monarch system. Now, oh, we're a monarch. Now, look, Kate's got a fucking little bit. King George, as I wrote in this book right here 3 years ago. The Return of King George, and if we don't pivot, it's going to swallow us whole. Well, we didn't pivot, and swallow us whole. And the lunacy and the lunatics of the YouTube community out there, there's a lot of good YouTubers out there. Jan can understand this. The lunatics drove her out of the freaking scene. There's pictures posting around now of all these Japanese standing there watching the tsunami come in with masks. See, they knew it was coming. No shit, they knew it was coming. The tsunami warnings went off for fucking a long time. You don't think the Japanese community understands earthquakes and tsunamis? Hello, please. Oh, they had masks on. They knew they was ready. Japanese wear masks because so do they in Europe. They're not a bunch of disrespectful fucks like we are. You go to fucking work, go to the public libraries, go anywhere and tell. Yeah, God fucking could. Hey, can I check it? Because it's self-indulged pathetic fuckers. America's over. One swipe of the pen, the Patriot Act. 226 years of all that we had. Well, it wasn't even 226 years. The Constitution's 226 years this year. Oh, the Tariff Act came before that. You fuckers don't even know what that is. Because you've just created, you've went along. The new norm is repression. Monarchs, new royals. I'm a serf, I'm a peasant, but I have a car and I live in a house I'm overledgered with fake rock and fake stucco. That's me. As this piece of art I did. Ugliest piece of art I ever did? Oh, fuck yes. Big time. But boy, do I love ugly art. I'm a huge fan of Pollux, and I'm becoming more and more of a fan of Pollux all the time. As you know, I absolutely love Warhol. Hold on. I almost forgot something. You know, I put the soup can behind my back. Never missed it. Never missed it. Never missed it. Of course, I took it out of the soup can and I painted with it. That's painted with tomato soup. Not only that, I took white plaster, gypsum, and I love that video. I stand on the ladder. It turned out so great. I threw the white gypsum into it, just like they sprayed the white phosphorus over the Marines of Fallujah, just like they murdered my dad. You know, and then I kicked the can. I love that I kicked the can, because that's all we've ever done with nuclear waste. Nuclearism, people don't even know it's out there. As I stood in front of the White House, led the Million Masked Man March, and I gave that iconic speech. Somebody catcalled from the audience, you can talk about aliens. That's the lunacy of the internet. These lunatics that just sit around screenshot FOIA documents who, when Jan and I were digging into this on 44 they were still laying around in a crack house. They need to go back to the fucking crack house. I'm an artist. I mean, ooh, look, see, they know. Go smoke some more fucking. These guys that smoke some paranoia will destroy you. Nobody caused the fuck. We have tsunamis and earthquakes. There wasn't fucking bombs. They didn't put bombs under there, you pathetic fucking lunatics. They happen. I mean, fuck. They've wrote about it for fucking centuries and centuries. I like how, oh, once in 1,000 years you buy that shit when we had one 5 years earlier. The Pacific Rim moves. We have major tsunamis. California's going to get one. It's like Diablo Canyon back in the fall. I was at Diablo Canyon. We seen who showed up. Guy says, oh, you were on the pier, so what? No, I went to the plant. Oh, they won't let you up the canyon. I went part way up the fucking canyon, you pathetic fucks. You know, you can sit in your fucking basement all you fucking want. I've had events all over. You don't get it. But is it a hopeless cause? Fuck yeah, of course it's a hopeless cause. Does that mean we don't fight it? Fuck no, that means we fight it harder. America's always been about the hopeless cause, overcoming a monarchy system. I refuse to be a peasant. I refuse to be a serf. And I sure the fuck don't want to be a royal. I'll live my life when I can in symphony with the fucking birds. You know, this made in Bangladesh, Levi's, made in fucking China, made in Bangladesh, fucking isms. I paint it with all kinds of shit. Tomato soup. I got some really, the one I did of Megan Rice Clear a year ago with tomato soup. I love that paint. That's the first one. That's an iconic piece. You know, I hung these on the clothesline. You know, those really turned on. Cockerman and I did the series of who we believe to be really Fuku fighters. I still believe we got that list right. You know, and we did it without people's permission. You know, well, I don't care if they like them or not. I really don't give a fuck. You know, you step into this, you step into it. You make a choice to fight this, then fucking fight it. I'll be in New York. We'll pivot off 311 to 325 for now. The shirtwaist fire. Oh, yeah. We have shirtwaist fires fucking once a month in Bangladesh now. In China, you don't give a fuck because you're a bunch of immoral fucks. I don't give a fuck what any of you think of me. And I'll read this because this is post-ignorance. Anything changed at Fukushima? No. Are they in there? Of course they're in there. We know there's been thousands and thousands and thousands backdoored bust into there. Are they under there, in there, trying to entomb it? Who knows what they're up to? But did they... John Goffman, 1090, the new norm. And I'll say this right here. Because I got leukemia on day 212, a hardcore case. This 3-year past man, I believe, was given 2 months to live. No hope. I really battled in there. I went through a lot of brutal pain. A lot of these videos are done with the central line hanging out of my chest. God, what a walk it's been. What an incredible fucking battle it's been. So I wrote Post-Ignorance. Look at what I used for a bookmark. That's a picture of Bobby Kennedy in 1968. I shook his hand that day in this town. It's an amazing story, Fukushima, but what's even more amazing about it, the 3-year path, they pulled it off. Mission accomplished when he stood on that ship. We are the royals, you are the peasants, you are the serfs. One swipe, the Unpatriot Act undid it. Everybody, oh, the Second Amendment. You know, I proved it in my PhD. They don't know any other amendment. How many times has the Constitution been amended? 18 times. There's 27. First 10 were one swipe of the track. The ninth opened the door because they knew they couldn't hypothesize future to change it. This is the longest I think we've ever went without amending it. Congress is pathetic. No, they won't fund anything. A free marketplace will clean this up. Free market fucking. Please, they're fucking lunatics. America's become a fucking country of fucking lunatics. Oh, look, the Japanese are standing there looking with masks on. They knew. Japanese wear fucking masks. They always wear masks. Wow. Tsunami warnings went off for a long time. Wow. Major earthquakes and major tsunamis happen. They've always happened. It's part of the fucking Mother Earth. That's the way it rolls. Generational arrogance, because you didn't see it in your lifetime. Your lifetime's teeny small, and life is a test. 3/11/11. Wow. I see post-ignorance as a pure art movement, the concept of art itself, and the concept of art as culture, and the concept of people are culture, and the concept of inspiration and influence are great historical artists. Like Van Gogh on Malay, like Pollock's references to Kandinsky, like Monet's to the sunlight, morning, dawn, winter, fall, spring, summer, spring. It is influenced by the invokeness of the time. I look at culture and the art there as today, economic theory, popular culture, art, or more reality, the lack thereof art. The mind of seeing when others, for some uncognitive reason, do not see. Everyone saw life for millenniums. Everyone saw a simple life for millenniums. Everyone saw eclectic color for millenniums. It is more per se than the artist. Monet saw the light. Malay saw the struggle. Van Gogh saw the line. Smithson saw the simplicity of the line, the shape against the landscape. Kandinsky saw the election of color and shape. Pollock saw the color of dynamics in motion, but much more than that, they saw it decades ahead of the truth. Their minds saw fact and truth. Fact and truth. Their minds were strong enough to act upon what they understood when all others did not understand. Not yet. They had strong backs, knew how to work. They were the purification of ambition, intelligent education, smooth with work ethic. Boots on the ground. I visualize and have for over 2 decades via my Hocket Travel, via my keyboard, via my paintbrush, via my cardboard 3-door throwaway camera, via my flip video camera, via my soapbox, YouTube, via my websites as this. Poetic injustice to the entire world. War without provocation, pain without a crime, love without an artistic spirit, ignorance with a club, big club. As a counterculture, what I have termed neo-ignorance is post-ignorance. I see post-ignorance like this. As a movement in pure intellectualism and a broad intellectualism, not I know art history, not I know how to draw like a camera, not I try to interpret, not I know how to incorporate, but I know culture and I know environments in the more exposed manner. I know environments in the more exposed manner. I know economics, I know geopolitics, I know metaphors, good and bad, I know struggle and what it feels like to be stolen wealth, artistic and benevolent. I wrote that long before I got fucking leukemia. Oh boy, do I know now. On Balco. 3 years. You can watch all those videos I did for you guys, and I like these guys come out, you know, oh, off Plumegate, this, I was calling it fucking Plumegate and Newgate on what, day 3? You know, don't you love how these people, oh, FOIA doc was 7 months later. Jan and I were all over this, and Christina all over this from the early inception, and we need a new young army. We need a young dynamic populace. We need intellects that are boots on the ground out in the street. That's where we'll meet. We need Pollocks. We need Warhols. We need Picassos. We need intellects. And when I say that, I don't mean you have to be an artist. Oh, no. We need Michelangelos. We need people, yeah, we need keyboard activists. They've done a lot of work, but much more than that, we need leaders. We truly do need leaders. People don't even know what a tariff is. They don't even know what an antitrust law is. They don't even know what a usury. This is a usury-based, I mean, it's usury. First time in American history. Mission accomplished. Fukushima was not done on purpose. It happened. That's Mother Earth. That's the Earth we live in. But our generational arrogance, oh no, because it's the easy way out. It is the easy way out. Blame it on when it's all our own fault. You know, we're going to go to get a gun, go to the freaking range. Wow, what is that going to do? It's going to do nothing. It's overcompensation for ignorance. Now, is our school system to blame? Yeah, a lot of it, but we're the ones that support the very people. Utah's completely out of their minds. They're like Saudi Arabia. 16 of the 19, we're Saudis. Why? You think those Saudis like being repressed by us over there? Oh, another royal family. Saudi? Where does that word Saudi? Oh, that's the family name. Bin Laden's dad built up the kingdom, the cover-up. 3/11, 9/11, same thing. Slowly 1090 you. The new norm, repression. Oh, look, Kate's got a new baby. Oh, his name's George. We like being repressed. Thank you. William Wallace, we need. Oh, yeah. Michelangelo, we need. Oh, yeah. Pollock. The strangers will wear off. I did what I did, and I'll keep doing what I do. And I don't care, you know, you read your regurgitation. Fuckers out there, I may give a fuck what you fucking think. A lot of this is for historical value and for people that are willing to lead, people that are willing to take the field. You know, change doesn't come through politicians down. Change comes through politicians up. We need leaders. We need people that know what they're talking about, and we need boots on the ground. These are historic times. They're sad times, really. You know, you have a car and you have a shitty house. You're leveraged over on it. You go back and forth from work. You're working 2 people 65 hours a week to have what your parents had 40. You think, oh, it was always like that. No, it fucking wasn't always like this. This is very new. Things can change quickly. Nuclearism, can we clean it up? How do we know if we don't even try? You know, I like it down there at the WIP. WIPP, the National Repository, is leaking, and Udall comes out, and, you know, Stewart would spit in his face. And people, oh, you guys are conspiracy theory. I'm no conspiracy theory. I just state fucking facts. I'm not even close to conspiracy theory. Fucking, I'm not even there. I'm fact, fact, fact. And people come out on the news, oh, no, you're just willing to accept. Do you understand what's in there? Obviously you don't. Oh, it's no biggie, huh? Just a little leak, huh? Because you're fucking so postured and pathetically groomed. Maybe if I talk like this, got a fucking desk, put a suit and tie on, hairspray, and says, oh, okay, there's been a tsunami, you know, 3 years later, man, and I talk like this, you think that'll work? Fuck no, we've seen what that's done in 40 years. I'll go back to Pollock again. Peggy Guggenheim, when she had him at the house, and he's there with everything. And I remember his paintings, you know, people fucking hated his fucking work, hated him. Said it was fucking ugly. You know, I love what he'd say. Thank you for the compliment, you pathetic fucks. She wanted him to be one of the oligarchs, fit in, lined him up, you know, was trying to get him to posture and groom his ways. They're at the party. Everybody's around. He walks over right in their Fifth Avenue mansion and takes a piss right in their fucking fireplace. Oh, fuck, I love that guy. Not just his paintings. Read his writings. What a fucking wit. What a genius. Same with Warhol. He mocked everybody. And people still didn't know how to read Warhol. As the curator goes into the museum, or goes in, everybody hated Warhol. Hell, the fuck is a fucking joke. He was mocking the whole system. You know, he just going to the supermarket getting boxes. People go, what the fuck? And the art critic, I believe from the Times, comes in and says, it finally hit me. I'm looking at it. He says, Andy, why are you dripping off that can? Well, fuck, you gotta drip. Everybody drips. You know, I mean, I love how Pollock said about it. Look at all these fucking 10,000 fucking drippers now. Which, by the way, Pollock didn't invent dripping. Max Ernst did. Fuck, another. Oh, Peggy Guggenheim again. He was a brilliant. Max Ernst was so ahead of his time, like Kandinsky. And Kandinsky was an economist first, but they're geniuses. Good, because I don't like the fucking drip. And the critic walked out and he says, it hit me. It hit me. It wasn't the painting of the soup cans, and they weren't even very good. You look at it, especially in the early ones, and it weren't individual. You know, he was a skilled commercial artist, but it was, I mean, his mind. He knew to pick Edie. Edie was a brilliant genius herself. It wasn't the painting of the soup can, it was the idea to paint the soup can. And then all the debate, oh, this guy had the idea, that guy had the idea, that guy had the idea, that guy had the idea. You know, Pollock's mom used to cut up, you know, cans and make, Warhol's mom and make wind chimes out of them. And then, yeah, I'm sure that was all of their ideas, but he capitulated. He did the fucking work. You know, I fucking painted with soup. I did the fucking work. I did the work on this fucking vlog. Full time, 3 years. It was hardcore. It was intense. A lot of it with fucking leukemia. But as I've taken it, it's not the painting of the soup can, it's the idea, but then you have to paint the fucking soup can. We have to paint the fucking soup can, because are we going to be able to handle this and pivot popular culture? You know, most likely not. But does that mean we don't fucking try? No, because all artists are hopeless romantics. They're fucking dreamers. They're back to Michelangelo. Remember, they painted over his freaking nudes. Same type of culture now. They painted them more. They're called diaper painters or panty painters. That Pope wanted him killed. He lived in fear the last day. The greatest artist maybe in world history. I'll say this too at the end of this. Vincent van Gogh. All other artists hated his fucking guts. Why? They knew. If you took the top 100 paintings on Earth, well, pieces of art on Earth, probably over 50 of them would be Vincent van Gogh. He never sold a fucking painting. Not a fucking painting. Contemporary popular culture is the same thing. They hate anybody who fucking tries to do something right and good and with meaning. They hate that. Ultra Competitiveness gone amok? Oh, absolutely. Fucking gone. Popism dead? Fuck yeah, it died 3/11/11. Popism is dead. Ugliest piece of art I ever did? Yeah. Bangladesh, Bangladesh, Bangladesh. New York Yankees made in Bangladesh. Fucking GMO. Bangladesh, Batman, made in Bangladesh. Orange. Groundhog fucking day. You don't know if I did this video 3 fucking 12, 11 or 3 fucking 10, 14. It's amazing. It is amazing. I think of everything I've ever done in my life and everything I've ever thought about. This is probably the most amazing thing that 3 years later, and we told it. I thought it wouldn't be Chernobyl this time. Jan Brooks did incredible work. I got to say that. So many. So did Christina Radchek. And I'll tell you this, Christina. Right here, you know, my volunteer sunflowers grow here every year. This summer, as we know now, we got hammered hard. My sunflower, big one, grew, and the head of it died very early because of the heat. Out of the side, 3 little teeny sunflowers grew right out of the side, and they lived. They even got froze several times and still lived. It's nature fighting back. Think about this. Van Gogh, that sunflower painting, because flowers were worshipped there. Flowers were the currency. I like all you people, Bitcoin, this kind of, flowers were the currency then. Sunflowers were considered weeds. What's the only natural plant that eats radiation? Sunflower. I'm like the organic sunflower blowing in the weed, that mutated organic sunflower. Fighting back, my body, my mind, my art. Stay untuned.